Thank you, Sir Desmond. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairship today, and I welcome this debate very much and congratulate the member from Bromsgrove for bringing this debate. And I agree with much of what he said, especially those issues about negative body image and the harm that is being done. And I welcome the government action that has been announced recently. The announcement on the 5th of August on the forthcoming consultation and the crackdown on unsafe cosmetic procedures is very, very welcome. I feel that the last government did not do enough in this area, despite that I was pushing on one particular area of it, and I'm so glad to see that this government is coming in and taking action, and I look forward to hearing more about those actions from the Minister later. I'm here because in 2022, my constituent called Jan Spivey came into my surgery. She came in with a lot to say. She was one of those surgery appointments where she just came bursting into the room and she had so much to say that I had to encourage her to just take a moment to sit down, because she'd been campaigning for a very long time on the PIP breast implant scandal. And it's something that I've been raising ever since on behalf of Jan, who has been so affected by this personally, and on behalf of all those women across the UK. Up to 47,000 women who've been affected by that scandal. And it's really opened up to me the dreadful pattern of issues of surgical and non-surgical cosmetic treatments which do need to be addressed. And I also welcome the comments from the member from Bromsgrove about that this is cosmetic and non-cosmetic surgery. If we don't tackle one, if we don't get the regulation right for one side of it, we won't get it right for both sides. And they're really important. So the poly-implant prosthese, or PIP, was founded. It was a company that was founded in France, and it began distributing their breast implants made from non-medical silicone. It was later found out that it was basically mattress filler that had been put into breast implants, which were then far more likely to rupture and far more likely to lead to long-term health conditions. They were found to have a 500% higher risk of rupturing or leaking and a direct link to a rare form of cancer. In 2010, PIP, the company, preemptively liquidated. But in that time, between 2001 and 2010, 47,000 people in the UK received PIP breast implants and 400,000 people globally. So many more people, probably in the UK, received that through an implant surgery in another country. In 2011, following the death of a woman from that rare cancer, the French government recommended that 30,000 women in France seek removal of their breast implants, which was carried out. There was a criminal trial that was held, and the founder of that company, PIP, was sent to prison for 4 years. In 2022, when my constituent Jan came to see me, she talked about the health issues that she'd faced as a result of that, but that she wasn't listened to by doctors. And that, for non-cosmetic and cosmetic treatments, is a pattern. Going to the doctor and feeling that you're an older woman, it's menopause, being written off. Or you're a younger woman, it might be ME, it might be something else, and written off. And that's why we're here today discussing this, I think, because for a long time, women coming with these issues have not been listened to. There is an accountability gap. Many of the private healthcare providers who implanted those breast implants went bankrupt, declared themselves bankrupt, but then restarted in the same premises under a similar name. So there's an accountability gap, but there's also a data gap. There isn't a good register of who received these implants. And that is the same as the issues in many non-cosmetic treatments as well. Who are receiving these issues and who is doing them? We need to know. In 2023, I secured a debate in the House of Commons to discuss this, but really I felt that it was absolutely pushed aside by the Minister there, who agreed to produce implant cards, so to have more information about implants when they were being put newly in and their risks, but not to go back to all those women affected to tell them what might be happening in their own bodies and why they're experiencing so many health issues, that it might be because of breast implants, and not saying that they would take them out and solve the issue. And the PIP scandal represents not an isolated event, but part of a broader systemic failure in the regulation of medical devices. Both the UK and global systems have long-standing structural weaknesses that create recurring cycles that I'm very glad to be bringing this debate now and raising to the attention of the Minister. There's inadequate pre-market oversight. There's excessive commercial secrecy. There's under-researched women's health impacts. There's regulatory capture and financial conflicts. There's poor post-market surveillance afterwards. Who are the women? Where are they? What's happening to them? There's weak patient compensation mechanisms. And, as I have said, women are routinely not being taken seriously when they raise these issues. And so the key asks from the PIP campaigners are for the Minister to work together and urge the MHRA, which has absolutely failed them in this instance, and the NHS to recognise and publicise the risks associated with PIP breast implants. The data should be easy to find if you're finding that there might be a link between breast implants and health issues. To urge the NHS to collect data to establish how many people have received these implants, how many have had them removed, and proactively, through GPs, contact everyone affected to give them advice, and to conduct a review into the risks associated with PIP breast implants. I really welcome the fact that the Women's and Equalities Committee have taken up an inquiry into this, and I hope the Minister will be, I'm sure she will, be looking at the outcomes of that inquiry very closely. I would welcome a chance for the Minister to meet with me and with PIP campaigners. I'm sure she'll find Jan as inspiring and informative to meet with, as I have done, and discuss what actions can be taken to right this injustice and to improve the health of thousands of women. Thank you.